Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we have a great video for you. We are covering
GoldManD
is a brand new NFT game, and I'm going to show you why this game has potential. We're going to run over the game really quickly. One, I'm going to give you a brief overview on the game. It's going to be a simplified version, and I'll have links in the description where you can dig up more information if you want it, but I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. Two, I'm going to tell you the things that I like about this game and the potential that I see. Three, I'm going to show you mine. So you're going to see the tools that I have in this game. Full disclosure, I'm not not sponsored. I have reached out, but I have not received any sponsorships or anything like that right now. Instead, decided to put my money where my mouth is, and that's how I like to do it around here. If I talk about a game, I generally like to be involved in it. So I put down some money and I picked up some NFTs to play this game. So I put my money where my mouth is. It also makes me a little biased. This is crypto and crypto gaming, so do your own research. Aside from this, evaluate your own budget, do what you gotta do. I'm just here for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into this. We're just going to talk about the project. So here we go. Okay, so this is ultimately a gathering game right now, and each race is proficient in gathering a certain resource. So like, for example, humans are good at gathering food. They can gather other things as well, but they're more proficient at gathering food. Now the Alvars are good at gathering energy. The Sevars are good at gathering minerals. All three of these make up the game. So you have your food, you have your energy, you have your minerals. And like I said, each race is more proficient at gathering a certain resource, humans being food. Now, which race is better? You tell me.
Welcome to Earth.
Humans, they like gathering food. They tend to live on Earth. Obviously, the Alvars live on Treon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Sevars live on Vion. And here you can see humans produce food really well. And the tools that they use to do that use energy and use crystals, minerals. The Alvars, since they gather energy, their tools require food and crystals. And same thing goes for the Severs, that they mine for crystals and they consume energy and food. Each race is dependent on the other, and it's a really cool system. We'll get more into that in a second here. Now, what's really cool about this game too is each planet has lands, and they have a bunch of default lands right now that you can use and swap out, and more lands will be coming. I think you'll be able to find them or obtain them in packs, things like that. Right now they have some default ones you can mess around with, and what's cool about the lands is they're actually going to change your efficiency and things of that nature. So it's cool to see lands actually implemented in one of these games, and it's pretty cool how they're using them. Now I think there's going to be more development with lands and different like proficiencies, whether it's how fast you mine or how much you mine, things like that, or maybe how often you have to mine. I look forward to seeing more development on the lands, but lands are in the game. So some things that I like about this game. We're moving on to number 2. I like that each tool requires a good amount of both resources. Now that amount can vary depending on which NFT or which tool you have. I went for more of a middle ground. As you can see on my cards here, we got 46% for minerals, 54% for energy. And if you look at my other epic here, it's the other way around. It's 54% minerals and 46 energy. So minerals being crystals. Minerals, crystals, I guess it's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is always something I always check out is what's the activity on social media? What's the activity on Discord? How many members? Is it growing? Are people actually talking in there? I've been a part of some Discords where there's a lot of people, but nobody's talking. There's no communication, nothing going on. I've been a part of this community for, I think, a day and a half, and it's already gained over 2,000 members, and there's a lot of chatting going on. So, and the members that they have does seem real. It seems like they're actually real. There's not a bunch of bots or anything like that. Here's another thing I really like. The dev team. The dev team are very active in the community and on the Discord. and they are actively squashing bugs. The game launched, and you know, any game that launches isn't perfect. I don't think if any game I've ever played was perfect from launch. These guys are squashing bugs so fast, and they're communicating with the community very well. They're telling them what they fixed and how it's going. And if something's not fixed, they tell you, hey, this is in the works. We're working on it. It's not quite there yet, but we're getting to it. Everything right now that I've done and I've used in the game works fine. I've seen several bug fix posts just in the last 24 hours. It's really cool to see the progress and just how they talk with the community. It's very nice. Developers, and for them to actually have some communication skills is a plus. So I'm really excited about that. All right, now let's check out what's been going on. Like, the game launched and it's already done. I mean, it depends where you look at it, but the tools that I bought last night have gone up. They've more than doubled in price. So I'm glad I bought them when I did. And the token value has gone up more than that. Now, obviously the game is new. It just launched on the 22nd. These tokens were available. Look at this activity. Look at this activity. It just kind of been peaking up. Did a nice little jump, caught some, started trending a little more. And then boom, back up again. And now look, it's consolidating. If I had to guess, now this is not financial advice. I have no freaking idea. But if it does the same thing, so it's done it twice, if it steps up again, it's going to be over 3. So this token could be over 3 tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. And in a day or two, I have no idea. I'm seeing this token climb and climb and climb. And that's really nice because oftentimes, you know, sometimes you see these games launch and they start really high and the token just dumps, right? But like I was trying to tell you before, each tool requires the other to operate. So each token is gonna have some good buy pressure. And that's excellent. You want buy pressure. I would say that the reward is 25%. What do you want? So each resource has a lot of buy pressure, and that's fantastic. Now take a look at this. So right now this is the food. This is the food graphic. And this one's gonna be a little different because it's energy. Look at that. It's right there. It's right there with it. Let's check out minerals. Now they can be different, you know, a little bit, but they're all three the same. So when you start this game, you pick a race. Now, generally, if you pick human, most likely you're gonna want to gather food, right? Makes sense because they're proficient in gathering food. Now, food was had a higher price for a little while, and I think it still might. And that's because more people went for the crystals tools and more people went with the energy tools, or it depends what you got in your pack. If you got like a legendary mineral tool, of course you're gonna pick a race that is good with that, right? So with needing to use the other resources so much, it definitely creates a decent amount of buy pressure on those other resources, and it's just like a nice little three-way going on, and who doesn't appreciate that, right? Okay, so if we look at a few of these tools, now some tools actually vary, as they might use more energy and less minerals, or more minerals and less energy, or, you know, more food and vice versa. Let's say energy was really like cheaper than the other two resources. If you had a pickaxe and it uses 86% energy, and energy is really cheap at the time, you're gonna benefit really well from this tool. So yeah, if we look at this axe, it uses more minerals than energy. So you can have a tool like that. Now, honestly, I think either way you're gonna be. I think either way, most of the time you're gonna be fine, no matter which way the percents lie. But if you're trying to min max, maybe you want a set of tools with high energy. Maybe you want a set of tools with high minerals, and then you swap to whatever one's more efficient at the time. Okay, so here's what I have. I have 2 epics and 1 rare. I bought the 2 epics last night. The price actually doubled after that. You're welcome. That was probably my buy pressure. It's all me. No, I'm kidding. No, I got the 2 epics and the rare. I got the rare today, but here you can see my setup. So I went with the tool that is a little more, I think, a little more balanced. So it uses 54% energy, 46% minerals, which is close enough to a 50-50. I just think that Yeah, I might not be the most efficient tool at the time, but I think on average, I'm going to do just fine. And that's why I chose the more 50-50 tools. Now you're probably seeing these unlock amulet slots. Amulets aren't out yet. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Maybe it's more reward, more proficiency. The game runs so smooth, and I know that there's like not a lot going on, right? And you could say that about a lot of these games, but you only have to, right now at least, you only have to click one button and it works. I haven't seen any errors. I haven't had any hiccups really. I click the button and it works. You know, I'm just saying, there's no CPU. You need more of this, you need more of that. It just, you click it, it works. And I'm happy with that. Now, one thing I want to show you here is that the game is super smooth. It runs very well. And for all these tools, even though they're different rarities, they share the same cooldown, which I think is great. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and click here, and boom, just like that, I have mined the resources. This will update here in a second, but I just go ahead and hit F5, which will automatically reload the page. And you can see I gained about another 23 food. All right, so the numbers, let's take a look. Now, according to the calculator, there's actually a decent calculator. I don't know if it's, I think it's still in alpha, so it might not be super accurate. But if you take a look, you know, which race are you? You know, what planet are you on? And then you pick the land, okay? Now, for now, ignore this stuff in the middle. Pick the tool that you have or that you're thinking about getting. Hit calculate. Now, it's going to tell you what's the consumption per day and what's the, how much are you gaining in that resource. So for me, it's food. And this says I'm going to gain 432 food a day, or 433. It's close enough to that. Let's talk about how much I could potentially make. Now, when I do the math on how much I gather, it's actually higher, but we're going to go by the calculator's number because I don't want to have that discrepancy. Like, I'm showing you higher than what the calculator is saying. So we're going to go by the calculator and what the calculator says. These numbers could be a little off, but they do look pretty good. If anything, they might even be a little less on the gathering side and possibly on the consumption side. But for the most part, it looks pretty legit. So right here, calculator says I gather 432 food a day. On my calculations, it was 483. So that's kind of the discrepancy that I'm talking about right now. But let's go with 432. My consumption is 165 energy, which seems right because my bigger tools use more energy than minerals. So minus that, minus 147 minerals, and we're left with 120 food. So we went from 432 food to 120. So as you can see, you need the other resources pretty heavily. Now that's good because that's creating buy pressure on those other tools, and vice versa. Now we're gonna take this and we're gonna times it by the food's value in all core right now. Food value right now is 2.5. Times that by 2.5, we get 300 wax. My 3 tools right now is roughly 300 wax a day. That's pretty good. Now let's times that by the wax price and see what we get. Super. Actually, I like that. It was actually a little lower a minute ago when I was talking to some people. So, and the price changes. You can see the price is 2.41 right now. $98 a day from these tools. Let's take a look at what these tools cost right now so we can see what's the ROI. If you had these 3 specific tools at this exact moment, okay? Tomorrow could be a different story. I have 2 meat eaters and there's 636 a piece right now. So let's do the math on that. Let's go find that rare tool that I have. Sickle's 189. So we got 636 times 2 plus 189. Divide that by the $98 a day. If you add my epics together and the sickle, and if you divide that by what I make a day, the ROI right now would be 14 days. 14.9, so 15 days. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I bought yesterday. I got the tools for cheaper, which means that I could potentially ROI faster. So anyway, that's not bad. That's not bad. A 15-day ROI. It might not even be the best setup, right? Like I believe 3 epics would be more proficient than 2 epics in a rare, but I got what I got. So, but a 15-day ROI, that's pretty sweet. I'm gonna report back to you guys like how that's going. Is it going good? Where's the token value, you know, like in a week from now, and the prices of the NFTs. So overall, really excited about the game. I like the dev team. I like that they're squashing bugs. I like that they're talking to us like we're normal people, and they're giving us a good report, like what they've done, what they're working on, what's currently still not perfect yet, but they're working on it. And it's just these beautiful little things that have the potential to make this a great game. I like the buy pressure on each tool. You basically take what you gather, and you're only keeping 25% profit. The rest is 75% cost, roughly, and that's what's creating the buy pressure on all the tokens, making sure that they actually have value, and then that there's actually buy pressure there. You're not wondering where the buy pressure is coming from, because you know that each tool requires a lot to operate. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's a nice system. I like how there's different rarities, and there's different tools within those rarities. Another thing they're having, eventually you're going to be able to blend the tools. Crafting's already in the game. Amulets are coming, more lands are coming. There's a pretty clear roadmap, and they're definitely dropping some hints on what's coming up next. I think amulets are set to launch pretty soon. Don't know specifically on any dates. I am excited for the game. There's no major red flags other than it's brand new, right? It's brand new. It's crypto. You never know what's going to happen. So with that said, I'll report back to you in about a week on the game and let you know how it's going. Hopefully it continues on a nice nice path upwards as far as player base goes, price action, and development. You know, if the game continues to develop and evolve, I think we might have something here. So with that said, hopefully I covered everything. Hopefully my math checked out. I'm out. Deuces. I put my money where my mouth is. Comment down below, damn it. All right? Tired of you guys not commenting. All right? Sorry. You heard. All right, I'm out. See ya.